Lorsque je vois des frères et des sœurs nous parler d'indépendance, alors que les accords de la France-Afrique sont plus que jamais encore valables aujourd'hui, j'ai toujours les larmes qui coulent de mes yeux. Elles coulent de manière abondante. Notre pays, le Bénin, n'est pas indépendant. Et si ce pays n'est pas indépendant, c'est parce que, comme on le dit, comme le disait Frantz Fanon, chaque génération a dans une relative opacité le choix entre trahir ou accomplir sa mission. Et si nous sommes en ce 21e siècle encore noyés dans les chaînes du néocolonialisme, c'est que bon nombre de générations avaient le choix de prendre leur destinée en main pour que notre pays, pour que nos pays aillent dans les voies de l'indépendance, mais nous n'avons pas saisi notre destin. Il faut que nous soyons capables de dire les choses.
The South African police arrested the leader of Urgences Pan-Africanists, Beninese activist, and politician Kemi Seba, along with his 18-year-old son on Monday, April 13, 2026. Kemi Seba is reportedly wanted by the regime of former Beninese President Patrice Talon on charges of alleged incitement to rebellion. For several years, Kemi Seba has denounced the Beninese regime, a regime backed by France and all its local lackeys within the FRANÇAFRICAIN network and the West. This recent arrest constitutes an incident distinct from the allegations regarding the coup d'etat, with which he has absolutely no connection to the plotters. He was arrested alongside his son after allegedly enlisting the services of a South African organization specializing in arranging illegal crossings from South Africa into Zimbabwe via the Limpopo River. The international office of the NGO Urgences Pan-Africanists wishes to inform the public that its president, Kemi Seba, is currently being held in custody at a South African police facility in Pretoria. Because he envisions a destiny for Benin free from any subservience to the French neocolonial order, Kemi Seba effectively poses a problem for Patrice Talon's Beninese regime, a regime under French influence. By publicly denouncing French military interference in Benin, Kemi Seba exposed himself to the vindictiveness of a regime taking its orders from abroad. Consequently, his political elimination was methodically set in motion. Banned from the national media landscape on the orders of the presidency, he has gradually become the primary target of the Beninese authorities, who have ceaselessly attempted to discredit him even in his own village. To no avail, for beyond the man himself, it is the hope of an entire generation of Beninese, and more broadly of Africans, that finds expression through him. His determination to frame his struggle as a demonstrative movement has only served to exacerbate the fears of a fragile regime, incapable of tolerating any credible alternative. Against a backdrop characterized by the stifling of political life, the exclusion of opposition forces, systemic corruption, overt economic predation, and a manifest inability to address security threats in the north of the country, anger had been simmering. The expression of this discontent on December 7 is merely the logical consequence of a regime cut off from its people. This military outcry was intended as the free expression of a desire for change for a Benin aspiring to reconnect with its tradition as a champion of the rule of law. Severely weakened, the incumbent regime instead chose insidiously to seize the opportunity to attempt, yet again, to further criminalize Kemi Seba. There then ensued a series of persecutions, the arrest followed by the wrongful detention of his ex-wife, even as she was leaving a medical appointment for their children, attempts at defamation, fake news, and other calumnies directed against him, and matters went even to the ultimate extreme. The arrest and detention lasting several days of his parents, aged 76 and 80 years old. Yet history teaches an immutable truth. One cannot silence a people by crushing their most courageous voices. There exists an eternal Benin, just as there endures an African DNA of defiance. Far from weakening it, these maneuvers serve only to reinforce the legitimacy and scope of its commitment to social justice, sovereignty, and African dignity. South Africa has experienced, in its very flesh, the agonies of racism and colonial exploitation. A land scarred by the struggle against oppression, Mandela's country reminds the entire world that just causes always ultimately triumph. There was, therefore, no place better suited to inflict yet another defeat upon the Talon regime, as well as its French patron. Africa has never fallen. Glorious Benin has weathered far worse storms. For this reason, we urge our people with the utmost serenity to remain calm in the face of the numerous fake news stories and disinformation campaigns being deployed by FRANÇAFRICAIN propaganda outfits. Let us remain mobilized. The best is yet to come. A free Africa, or death we shall triumph. The arrest of Pan-Africanist patriot Kemi Seba in South Africa has not left the Beninese authorities indifferent, as he is currently subject to 2 international arrest warrants issued by Benin several months ago. Following the announcement of his apprehension, the Beninese government under Patrice Talon reacted with alacrity, submitting an official extradition request to the South African authorities, while a Beninese delegation was dispatched to the scene to exert its full influence on the matter. South Africa now stands at the center of a legal decision of life or death significance regarding a patriotic Pan-African hero hailing from a country where dissenting voices are systematically silenced. Kemi Seba is and will undoubtedly remain one of the greatest activists and influencers, followed by African youth who are conscious of the geopolitical stakes facing the African continent. We urge the South African authorities and judiciary not to extradite him to Benin, where the justice system takes its orders from the ruling power. No to the extradition of Kemi Seba to Benin. Strength and courage to all those working for the liberation of the Pan-African patriot Kemi Seba. This message was read to you by the conscious generation for a free Africa. One people, one continent, one struggle for the liberation of a long impoverished Africa.